Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Well, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Got a great broadcast lineup for you this morning. You know what I got to do, though. It's something I got to do, and y'all know I got to do it. I cannot go another step further without saying good morning to my brother from another mother, but we got the same father. This is Captain Leonard. Good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, Raheem and the Morning Glow family. We got
Man,
some
listen.
feedback.
Yeah, I heard a little something. You heard it too? Let me see. I'm trying
Yep.
to figure out. Let me turn this down just a little bit here. Turn that down a little bit. That's what I did there. Turn that down. Hit that right there. And that should have fixed it. Did that fix it?
Yes, that helped. That's
Good.
going now.
Good
A
deal.
little
Good
bit
deal.
left.
Sometime I have to hit a button and hit a button and switch a button and turn a button around to make it sound like
I
it's
get
supposed
used
to.
to it.
Look
I
at here.
kind of still hear it a little bit.
Oh, you can still hear it?
Yeah, a little bit. But
Hmm.
that's great right there.
Oh, okay. All right, got you. Lynn, I got to ask you the question, man. Gotta ask you the question. What's going on with it, man? I always start off with the political world, man. You know
Well,
you
the fight don't change.
mm-hmm,
That's what people have to remember. Most
mm-hmm,
important thing is that you go out and vote. Get all your information first. If you got questions about what you hear, don't just
mm-hmm.
sit up and watch the news.
Yeah.
Go look for more information. Get used
Mm-hmm,
to looking at the actual facts. If you're
mm-hmm,
not familiar with the congressional record and things of that nature and things that go on, you have to go look for that stuff.
mm-hmm.
Great. I think a lot. Some of the I like MSNBC
Yeah.
for to introduce you to the stories, and
Mm-hmm.
you can go and find out information for yourself. But I think what's most important that people understand is that this whole January 6th issue and this Trump issue is not over. There is still a way
Mm-hmm.
for him to get back into politics, and people need to be weary of that
Yeah.
because,
Mm-hmm.
along with this supposed, there is still going to be another attack on the American government,
Yes, sir.
and it's being planned as we speak. We see the
Mm-hmm.
issues with the January 6th participators, and they're trying to convict as many of those as possible. But while
Mm-hmm.
that is going on, you have to remember the person that revved up this base still plans to run for government office and take control of the United States government by hook
Mm-hmm.
or by crook.
Exactly.
So do
Exactly.
not believe that it can't happen
Mm-hmm.
because the laws are so loosely written and they have so many loopholes in them that there is a
Mm-hmm.
way. Money provides that way, and they are paying people to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to understand, people have been incentivized to try to destroy this American government.
Mm-hmm. Now, see, you just hit us with one of them big old words, incentivize. I said, God almighty, boy, he didn't go to public school. He didn't go to public school. He went to one of them other kind of schools. That ain't no public school word right there. Incentivize. I
Like
see.
I say,
Ooh,
if a fool think you gonna give him something, he'll go along with whatever you say.
yeah, yeah.
And there are plenty of fools that
Mm-hmm,
follow Donald Trump and the Republican
mm-hmm.
Party.
Absolutely.
Don't be one.
Do not be one. Good deal. Good deal. Toussaint, good morning. Good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good morning.
Man, look, y'all taking the gloves off today. Today Thursday, man. The gloves have been on. The gloves been on a couple of days, man. The hands starting to sweat, so we gotta take the gloves off today, man. We talking about this Donald Trump situation, man. And Tucson, he gonna try to run for president again. He already done all kind of foolishness. but he's going to try to run for office again. Tucson, what's on your heart, man? How in the world could the American people make the same mistake or attempt to make the same mistake twice?
Let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll ask anybody this question. You ready?
I'm ready. Yes, sir. Hit me with it.
You know that the scary part about this whole thing, I don't know if it's a question or a statement,
Mm-hmm.
there is a possibility that
Mm-hmm.
we hear win again.
Mm.
That's the scary
But what does that
part.
say? What does that say about
Can you
us?
say, now you look, but can you say, I know you're the question answer,
Mm-hmm.
but can you say that uh, that's impossible?
No, no, no. And again, that's the scary part. I can't say that it's impossible because there's so many people that would vote and is still being very loyal to this individual. There's a lot of people
Look,
that's being very
it
loyal to
goes
this
further.
individual. Huh?
It goes further than that. It goes further than that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? There are a lot of people that not only like it, they really
Mm-hmm.
how many millions of people have?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember how many people
How many
actually
people voted? I don't know the
voted that
exact. I don't know the number, but little. What's the number?
Let's just say almost half.
Mm-hmm.
right? Exactly. Half of America, almost
Mm.
half.
Wow.
Not only listen to wait, this is not the first time because when Miss Hillary lost, because we did not, there was some that didn't care or didn't feel or had a certain feeling about it,
Mm-hmm.
mainly because she was, I think that was for the most part because she was a woman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because we in our mindset, oh no, anyway. So that happened at that party he did.
Mm-hmm.
And when he so say lost, for a year or so, the country was in an uproar and was in a denial, which they still have some still to
Mm-hmm.
this day, are still in denial. And as far as they're concerned, he's still their president.
Wow. Wow.
And they will say that, and excuse me, you say we taking the gloves off, and I'm gonna go over there and they put me out of the church. Say it anyway, because this is not gonna be the first time they put me out of church.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, oh well, and they say the hell, Biden and Kamala Harris,
Yeah. Yeah.
they will never be their president. And
Mm-hmm.
nobody like them. Some people have moved to Florida
Mm-hmm.
to the extreme. And then not only that, these hand hand laying hands on buildings and windows and walls people. Remember them?
Yeah. 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 Your phone just
Jesus in the name of Jesus.
your phone is just a little bit low, Donna, but I can hear you, but I don't know if all the listeners can hear you.
Yeah, I know. I
Mm.
know.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm
Okay.
sorry. Raheem, and Leonard, I'm gonna send my cash out because I need a very expensive or good earpiece because I got other things to do than talk on the phone, and I can't hold it
Yeah. Yeah.
because I got work to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I don't mind, being versatile. But these people will, and I know my 3 minutes been up,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm not ignorant to that fact. But this is the scary part because we have a tendency to celebrate and then the next time stay at home.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
if we don't get off of I wish I could say what I wanted to say.
Did you say get off our viola?
Randy,
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
then it is very possible
Mm-hmm.
that if you think that the last time he was in office, it was crazy.
Oh my God. Yes, sir.
You hadn't seen nothing. I tell you what. I must give me one more minute.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, please.
Go ahead.
There was an employee that here, and they caused havoc everywhere they went, and they terminated her.
Mm-hmm.
She she waited 11 months and got her job back. I helped her get her job back because they didn't do it right.
Mm-hmm.
They fired her again. She stayed a year and a half out.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? She got her job back again.
Now, did they have to pay her
You
back
know
pay?
why? No, you sure made
Mm.
sure she got it.
Mm.
She got enough to retire, but
Wow.
she wants her job.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? She has come to the point that now ain't nobody can tell her nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you think that if you the last time you couldn't tell him nothing, put him in office again.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Or let him get in office.
Yeah.
You better get out that house and you better get some water and you better get your lawn chair and you better get in line
Mm-hmm.
and go vote. Just
Exactly.
saying.
Absolutely. Absolutely. 20 with a T. Good morning. How you doing this morning?
Hey, good morning, family. Hello, King.
Yeah, good to have you, sis. Definitely good to have you, sis. We talked about we're talking about this situation with orange guy, former former president Trump, and I want to talk to you, Toya, about the ego of a man's ego, because what happened? Do you think that when he lost the election to Biden, do you think his ego was so crushed that he just thought that he was so much of a man? I can't lose and can't nobody beat me, and so that's why he was so insistent on the fact that he didn't lose.
Absolutely, that's privilege. Same
Wow.
reason why we buck against the cops, even though we didn't do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Privilege.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And that's nothing. Some of that stuff he's saying is true.
Mm-hmm.
Why we tripping?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Why we tripping? Just conspiratorial theories. Some of that stuff is true.
Yeah.
Pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? We don't pay attention. Good morning.
So a
Because we're
lot.
not paying attention.
Yeah.
If they doing that in that life, in that world, trust me, it's real that he calling it out.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
just because we don't know it, just because we don't have proof, it's a part of the game.
Yeah.
We really need to pay attention. And absolutely, yes, when you come from that world, absolutely, it's hard for you to lose.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So though it can be very true, do you think his ego was just crushed because I'm Donald Trump, can't nobody beat me. I'm gonna be a two-term president. If that Barack Hussein could be two-time president, certainly I can. And then he lost. Then they said he lost, or whatever the case. Um, he said it was a play on the numbers and everything. He feel the way he feel. But how much is that is absolute reality? Did we lose Toya?
That's the question for me again.
Yes.
Oh
Uh-huh.
no.
Hmm.
So keep in mind now, we got people in prison that's innocent.
Hmm.
Okay, because who said so? So again, what says that if it's not the case? They know this game. They know this game. This is the world he comes from. So
Hmm.
now to hear him saying that, it's the same way when you're inside that game and they flip on you, you're gonna do the same thing. What a
Hmm.
whistleblower.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But I don't take for granted anything that old white man that ran with them for years said.
Hmm.
No, I don't. The same way I know that they incarcerate people, knowing that they're innocent, but because their prosecutors and their lawyers and their juries are all in on it, right? The same way they can do that, absolutely. They can do exactly what he said. He know the truth. He just surprised that it happened to them. Him. The
Hmm.
same spell everybody else under, they was under one too. One of
Yeah.
them went wrong, but again, I'm not mad at Donald Trump because since he's been in office, listen, so many things have been uncovered and proved to be true. We finna get to the bottom of all of this, all
Hmm.
because of that one white man
Hmm.
who got beside himself, like what God do. That's what he let some of these kings do. They get beside themselves, and then we be overthrowing the kingdom.
Mm-hmm. Good deal. Good deal. Leonard, talk to me, brother. What do you say to that?
What? Excuse me. What specifically?
Let's stay right here with the Donald Trump. Do you think his ego played on him when he said, "I didn't lose. There's no way I could have lost. I won." And if and he even said before it was over, he said, "If I lose, they stole it."
Right, but that's how it always is. But we
Mm-hmm.
have to realize the point is not how ignorant he is, but how you gonna fight against him.
Mm-hmm.
And that is definitely with the vote. I don't sit and make assumptions about a person's character when I know it. I know enough about Donald Trump to know he's a rotten, wicked individual.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it with me. I don't go back and forth. Well, maybe. Well, no, no. I will never support him. I will never support people who support him. I don't want to
Mm-hmm.
have anything to do with anybody who tries to reason why this man should be still in politics
Mm-hmm.
and representing anyone. Like I say,
Mm-hmm.
if you follow Donald Trump and you listen to his rhetoric and you believe that he's right, then you're just a bigger fool as he is. May you die and perish with him.
Mm. Boy, you really taking off the glove this morning, ain't
But it's time out for playing the games. That's how things slip by you, like Toya say. While
it? Mm-hmm.
y'all out here playing games, talking about things that don't make sense, the law is going to provide a way or a loophole for this man to stay in this mix, to continue with what he now believes he has support for,
Mm-hmm.
and that is overthrowing the American government.
Mm.
That is a very serious issue
What make him think he have that much power?
because he sat and appointed the judges that would support him. He is paying and supporting the Republican senators and representatives to support him, and
Mm-hmm.
anyone who's willing to take a payment for their integrity.
Mm-hmm.
This
Wow.
and they're very strategic about it. Just because he lost the election doesn't mean that he still does not have influence. He
Mm-hmm.
is bringing money in and soliciting monies to support individuals who will support him as leader of the United States of America, whether you vote him in or not.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, an actual overthrow of the American government and it being seized by certain individuals. And if you're sitting around there thinking it won't happen in them seats in Congress, you see how they had y'all with them doors locked here on January the 6th.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They got people right there inside that's supposed to be guarding those individuals, a part of overthrowing the American government.
Wow. The very people they're supposed to protect.
Right. These same people participating in these types of behaviors and doing these types of things should be treated just as you treated those that you housed in Guantanamo Bay for being enemy combatants of the United States of America.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way it usually goes. But for some reason, now it don't go that way.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Wow. Curtis, good morning. How you doing this morning? Curtis, you there?
Morning, family. Morning, family. Morning.
Man, we talking about
Oh,
Mr. Orange this morning. We're talking about Mr. Orange and him thinking that being so cocky and so arrogant as to thinking that he could not lose the race. He even said beforehand, before it was over, before everything was said and done, even before a vote was cast, that if he lose, then they stole it from him. Because there's no way that that Barack fella could do 2 terms and him not have 2 terms. There's no way. How cocky and arrogant is that, man? And Leonard said that he deep in some folks' pockets, man. They on the take from him. What do you say to all that?
Leonard is absolutely right. Leonard is absolutely right, and I've been saying it now since 2016. I'm telling y'all, man, it's a black Republican wrote a book, Malcolm Nance. It's called "The Plot to Destroy America."
Mm-hmm.
Malcolm Nance take you all the way back to 1983. Do you know that man? That man named Ping with the CIA, his name was pinging as the useful idiot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Since 1983 with Russia. He was pinging back then. You understand? Leonard is absolutely right. The only reason these folks are, these so-called folks that still sitting in government are supporting him is because of the fear of being outed, because they pockets is getting blessed too. Oh my God. Two things. One, there was an operation that was called Cozy Bear. The CIA actually had an operation called Cozy Bear.
Mm-hmm.
All the Russian oligarchs back then hadn't made it to the elite status. Like that's when Putin was really just starting to take over Russia and this, that, and the third. Every single one of them was being investigated by Cozy Bear. Cozy Bear was the name of the operation that the CIA had.
Mm-hmm.
But they knew that they had to have somebody in America. So they started grooming Trump back in 1983.
Wow.
You understand what I'm saying? They called him the useful idiot back then. If you pay real close attention, they talked about it, but then they got off it for whatever reason. I don't know. Privilege is privilege. But y'all remember back here, what, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, the NRA had to file bankruptcy. If y'all remember, they moved out of New York. They moved the headquarters out of New York, and they call themselves trying to move to Texas. And then, because of further issues and criminal behavior, they wind up having to file bankruptcy. Now, if you got to file bankruptcy and you running anything dealing with guns in Texas, something got to be wrong, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what they found out was one of the reasons why the NRA is up on charges and the leaders of the NRA is up on charges right now is because the NRA was taking money from Russian oligarchs. And what they was doing was the NRA was being used as a funnel system. The NRA would take the money from the wealthy Russians, and then they would disperse it to different Republican campaigns. That's how they was getting all this money, raising all these funds, right? They even got a report where the NRA went on record. The leader of NRA went on record and said, "Oh yeah, we making sure that we get them the money," and then told you how much money they was giving them, and told you who was the cheapest.
Mm-hmm.
This snake we got setting up there named Ted Cruz. They said in the report, "Oh, Ted Cruz, he's the cheapest senator to buy of all.
Wow.
We only had to give him $5,000."
Mm.
But what they finding is, if you follow the money, then you'll find out exactly who is in charge, who is making moves on the inside. Remember, I told you a long time ago, they're not trying to destroy us in hand-to-hand combat or on the field combat. There was a push and a plot to destroy America from the inside, and Donald Trump, as a result of his arrogance, his ignorance,
Mm-hmm.
has been being used by Putin.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
why Biden told him the other day, "Okay, look, what you used to, what we started in 2014, now we're in a position to finish it. So you might want to tighten your shot group up there, brother."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, man, I just don't understand these folks. They're giving all their money. They're giving their money. People like Devin Nunes, he on the books. All of them should be sent to prison. They should be sent to Guantanamo Bay and treated just like you treated them Iraqis and them Afghanis down there in Guantanamo Bay.
Mm-hmm.
That's where they all should go. They all should be sent to Guantanamo Bay to prison for treason. I said it a long time ago. That man and his cronies are committing treason. It ain't no other way to put that.
Wow, wow. Rico, good morning. How you doing this morning?
Man, I can't complain, man. Grand Rising, everybody.
I know
Grand
you.
Rising, Rick.
I know you was listening to us, man, before you came on, brother. What's on your heart right now, man? Are we in a game? Are we in a game with this thing?
Are we in a game?
Yeah. Are we even on the ball field? Are we right? Basically, are we right in what we're thinking?
Oh yeah. I mean, but the thing is this could be major, or it could be minor, or it could be business as usual. We could talk about this situation and talk about January 6th, but there's a bigger travesty that we still have over our head, and there are people alive that didn't get prosecuted for it. 9/11. I mean, 9/11 was a much more bigger travesty. Not only 9/11, but going to Iraq afterwards, then going to Afghanistan, and watching this opioid epidemic become larger, and watching what they did in Vietnam happen all over again under the guise of democracy. And these people knew that they went to war on the false pretenses, and what they're doing right now, they still ain't found a weapon of mass destruction yet.
Yep.
So, if what Trump and his cronies are doing right now, man, it's small fries. Everybody that runs for president from this point forward knows they can go in and do the most extreme things because Bush and Cheney walking around here like they ain't did nothing. And so, when we get the American public is so led by the nose right now that we don't even know how to go back and get justice or hold people accountable that are able to be held accountable. You don't even hear Dick Cheney's name no more. And he still got the same power and pull and access that he had before they made up all these big lies. And then if you go back and investigate 9/11 and see how that went down, the whole scenario of the fraud, them buildings were demolished.
Yep. Exactly.
It was a dead nation. They got plenty of proof showing you all the circumstantial evidence that will lead up to what happened before then, who all benefited, and that people, the American public, is being quiet about it because we are led by the nose. We are dictated by what the media tells us to talk about, and we are running with it. And so now, this is the situation. It probably would be easier to overthrow the United States right now from the inside, and people not even know it. To be honest with you, it has already been overthrown.
Yeah.
Right now, we think we live in a democracy, but we live in a plutocracy.
Exactly. I agree with that 100%. Let me go to Toya with a T. Toya, do you think, and Tucson coming to you next, do you think, better question, how much blood in throughout history and time, all the way up until today, how much blood is on America's hands?
Forgive me, I'm on a bus, y'all. So like all of it, right? That's why everything kind of connects. But humanity, like we've been through that as a race of humans,
Hey, Toya,
right?
you're breaking up real bad, sis.
Okay, I'll come back.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Tucson, what do you say to that? How much blood is on America's hands?
Yeah. And how deep is the ocean? How wide is the sea?
Lord Jesus.
For real.
Yeah. I believe you. I believe you.
We are the only, I think that we are the most country that police the world, that has a desire to police the world. Every form of corruption there is in most parts of the world, you'll find that the US of A has their hand in it. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
them and the British and one of the same, them folks. I say them folks, and I don't, I don't know about politics, but I know people. And see, Toya said something that I have to unfortunately agree with, and nobody really wants to say. But see what his tactic, Trump. We're talking about Trump, right?
Yes.
His tactic was to tell a truth, and there's people that just it's kind of like okay, I'm gonna tell on you because you are uh, a, a thief, but I'm a liar, or I'm a liar and you're a thief. There are people that walk across this society, and to keep folks off of them, they tell on you. And what Trump did was what we already knew, that our government and our justice system is corrupted. Now that ain't no lie. That's the truth. He,
That's good.
he said, I'm not gonna be a regular type politician. He was telling the truth. He's not, because he don't know politics.
Yeah.
He just knows the game. That if I can tell on them, nobody be looking at what I'm doing. And look at what he did. Have you ever known any president? Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. That had their family so much involved in the White House, operating like they ran a family business. Did he do that?
He did.
Nobody said a word. Or nobody said there's too much
nepotism. Exactly.
Nobody said a word. And he did it, and he's still doing it. And he's not even in the White House. That's crazy.
Exactly.
And these folks that jump in on the bandwagon, they jump in on the bandwagon because he got something on them.
Absolutely. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Give us a call, man. The phone lines are open. We talking about this whole situation, man. What's going on? What state is America in right now, Leonard? How much blood throughout history up until today, this moment, how much blood is on America's hands?
Man, I don't even like the question or the statement. It is what it is. This should not be shocking to anyone. If you don't participate, you get left out. But that's how it goes. The strong will eventually consume the weak. Weak people sit on couches and hope about things changing, or they just are so downtrodden, and then all of a sudden they start telling themselves that they're slaves and that nothing matters, and just lay down then. Y'all dig y'all holes and get at them. But as far as those people who plan on keep living and protecting their families and their children, it makes sense to get involved in this process and do whatever is necessary to do to make sure that you maintain your freedom. The rhetoric is useless. If you're not doing something, you're the one that's going to lose. And talking about we this and we that and we ain't gonna do nothing if we don't go vote. If we don't become aligned with one another and strategically push our agenda. Or do you sit around worried about what someone else is or is not doing? What are you doing to move us forward? That's the biggest issue.
Now you said about voting, and I know the importance and how important it is, and I encourage everybody to vote. But does it stop there?
No, you still have to hold people accountable. And everybody's not a bad person. Everybody doesn't have negative interest. There are completely decent people that if you would vote for them would run a pretty decent government.
Mm-hmm.
But if you spend more time thinking and believing that everybody is corrupt and that nothing is ever going to change, you're that type of nihilist that one will never understand moving from theory to practice.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good. Rico, what's on your heart, brother? And the phone lines are open 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Phone lines are open. Give us a call. Rico, talk to me, brother.
He spoke the truth once again.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to stop a corrupt system, you got to vote.
Mm-hmm.
You said, what do you go beyond then? He said, hold people accountable.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
hold people accountable by staying involved and aware.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't know what they're doing, you can't hold them accountable.
Yeah.
If you don't have the information to deal and read between the lines to understand what has really been going on, you probably won't have enough interest to even vote to hold them accountable.
Mm-hmm.
But the process is to infiltrate that system to keep these people out with those ideologies and those intentions. Those wealthy and powerful people that want to control all the narratives and be involved in everybody's business across the country
Mm-hmm.
and across the world just to benefit themselves.
Yeah.
The ones that preach the narrative of democracy, but they have our soldiers going to war for plutocrats.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
People that actually want to make America look like they're out for democracy, but they're going to these other countries to take the resources to benefit the wealthy and the powerful.
Mm-hmm.
So when you want to make a difference, you take the route of voting, being involved, being aware, and then also striving to maybe get in those positions of power. See, Trump did something. He was different than everybody. He made himself put himself in a position where if he wanted to cause some trouble, he could fly to Russia and get it gone. But he don't even have to get inside. He could pull a Eric, what's his name? Eric Rudolph, not Eric Rudolph, Eric
Mm-hmm.
Snowden. Go to another country and have them to protect you and shield you from the United States. Or you could stay here and you could challenge him. I ain't saying he challenged them for the good, but he knows what's going on. So now he's trying to find his way in. And he's
Mm-hmm.
doing it by any means necessary. He can tear it
Exactly.
up, destroy it. He don't care who he exposes. But the thing is if push comes to shove, they know he could get up out of here. He
Mm-hmm.
ain't even got to have a passport. He got his own planes. Ben
Mm-hmm.
had them. So he could go over to Russia and be protected by them, like Eric Snowden. He could go to some other country and go into hiding. Many other powerful, wealthy people have in the past.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow. Wow. It's so many layers to this thing. Curtis, what's on your heart, brother?
Oh, you know what? It's kind of funny Rico mentioned that because if we've been paying attention, he tried. He
Mm-hmm.
done tried that. He tried that before January 6th. He tried that soon he lost the election. Argentina told him no, and Venezuela told him hell no. Excuse
Mm-hmm.
my French. He done been turned down 2-3 times. He done tried that. Don't nobody want that man in their country.
Mm-hmm.
Don't nobody want that idiot in their country. He's an idiot. And what baffles me is the party that's swinging towards his support or that has swung towards supporting him, they don't even realize that this man does not represent in no way, shape, form, or fashion the ideology that they have been touting for years.
Mm-hmm.
Physical responsibility, conservative ideology. See, man,
And
I'm,
you have to
man,
think about like what Kurt, oh my fault, what Kurt is saying is
I'm
so
just,
true.
I'm done. I'm just saying, man.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
To
what you have to understand.
pay attention to strategic planning. That man, I heard that, and a couple of people just Rico said that he did something. He did something we had never seen before. in my opinion, we gotta take that out of our lexicon. Because we've seen it before. Their names was Mussolini, their names was Hitler, their names were Papa Doc, their names was we see it right now in Saudi Arabia. We see it in Turkey.
Mm-hmm.
They're all following a particular playbook. They're following the playbook of Mein Kampf. They're following Hitler's playbook. And that whole ideology, he is one of those people that were groomed when the Nazis during World War II implanted certain Nazis in the American culture and society.
Mm.
Come on, y'all. Come on. I mean, I don't mean come on, y'all. I'm not saying that towards the panel. I'm speaking to the listeners. Do the homework on this man. His own wife admitted that this man kept the Mein Kampf book on his nightstand and would read it every night before he went to bed. He idolized Adolf Hitler.
Yeah, yeah.
His name is actually Trump. It's not Trump. It's Trump with a D.
Mm-hmm.
They changed it on the boat. His grandfather changed their name on the boat. Why did they change the name? What was they trying to hide from?
Mm-hmm.
What they was trying to hide the fact that they was Jews? Trump ain't even a Jewish name.
Yeah.
So what was he trying to hide from? Is it possible he was trying to hide the fact that he was a Nazi war criminal? Is that possible? How can you hide the fact that you're German when everybody on the boat is German? When the manifest says that this whole boat sailed out of, for example, let's just say Frankfurt. How you gonna hide that? Everybody that's pushing the boat know, and everybody that's receiving the boat know, hey, we got a whole bunch of German refugees coming into the New York harbor. Everybody know it. So what was he trying to hide, brother?
Wow, that's good. That's good. Tucson, talk to me, brother.
I almost said something again. Kurt. I'm going to yield the rest of my time to Kurt. Carry on. Because, you know, I'm a lost for words.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, I don't have nothing.
Wow.
I don't have nothing to say.
Wow. Wow.
Really, I'm laughing, but it ain't funny because we're just acting like here's and I do have something. See, there are people across history, the time across history that people study to repeat what they accomplish. People like that, Hitler. It was some terrible things that they did, but they did it. They accomplished it. So what people do is study and read and research what they did so that they can do the same thing. I'm just saying. These people were excellent thinkers. They did some bad things in our mind, but for the most part, there was a reason why they did it, because they was trying to. They didn't agree with something else, so they was trying to change some things. And some people, because they hated them or disliked them, or they had some kind of things that they didn't approve of what they was doing, they said the best thing we do is annihilate all of them. So there's people that here now we have the ability that people write books. Y'all know people write books, right?
Yes.
About other folks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some people get those books for to accomplish certain things that made an impact on society. And oh man, I'm gonna go back to being silent.
Uh-oh. I got you. I got you. We we lost Toya. Hopefully we're gonna get her back. I think she was in a bad area, so hopefully she'll call back in a minute or two. Rico, excuse me, bro.
Yo,
You brought some to my attention yesterday, and we're gonna transition a little bit. I want to play a little bit of this, and I want to get our opinion and our thoughts on what happened in this particular scenario. Let me get myself set up here so I can play it. But is based upon. Okay, I got some feedback coming from somebody line there. Okay, hold on for a minute. Okay, I know what that was. Okay, we're ready to play this here. It's based upon banking while black. Banking while black is what it is, and I want to play this clip, and I want to have a little comment on this. You know, we've talked enough about Trump. We giving him enough time. He ain't getting no more time today. That's enough for him. But let me get this lined up. Okay, I got somebody just called. Whoever just called in got some stuff going on the line. Okay, cool. Let me see here. Let me get this line. Y'all bear with me just for a second. But here it is. It's called Banking While Black. Banking While Black. I'll pull it up. Go solo here. Boom. All right, cool. Here we go. Volume.
Of that incident that the bank does not want you to see. When police got the call to a busy U.S. bank branch in Columbia Heights last year, a call for a fraudulent check and a suspect posing a threat. This is how they found 23-year-old Mississippi native Joe Morrow sitting in a chair in the bank manager's office, leaning back with his hands folded. Police blurred out branch manager John Asquith, as state law requires, because he did not want us to see or hear him in the video. Morrow wanted everyone to know what happened.
I just got through working like 12 hours, I think.
His job at UNFI, a grocery supplier better known as Super Value in Hopkins. Closer to home, Morrow stopped here at U.S. Bank in Columbia Heights to cash his paycheck for $900. Despite having an account, that simple transaction was anything but.
They was all looking at me and just staring at me. And then looking at the check and then staring at me again. I'm like, now I'm already knowing like what they think of the check fake. The manager, he came over and said, Joe Morrow, your check fake. And I said, what? He said, you people are always coming in here with fake checks.
You people. Yeah.
Black people.
Morrow continued pleading his case with Police Sergeant Justin Fletcher in the room. Morrow's claim of racial profiling immediately met with this warning.
Joe, I need you to calm down, first of all, okay? Don't say anything stupid because you're just going to get arrested for it, all right?
Still sitting in the chair as
don't say nothing stupid.
Mm-hmm.
the sergeant held his ID and his check, Morrow insisted it was the bank who owed him an explanation.
They called me in front of everybody tonight. We can confirm that.
2 minutes later,
What's the next?
a second officer arrives and the bank manager asked police to take Morrow to an adjacent office.
The manager told the officer, like, can you get him out of my office? He might touch anything on my desk. I'm like, what? I'm like, that's when I got super mad. Like, what? I'm gonna touch something on your desk.
That anger only visible for a second
Joe, let's go over there, man.
when he complies with officers' orders and stands up. A split second, Morrow says he'll never forget.
Like, that's when I got handcuffed and stuff. Everybody looking like, when I'm coming out of his office, I was handcuffed, so people looking.
How did that make you feel?
Like crazy, like I'm a criminal or something. Like I'm doing like something bad. Like I actually came here with a fake check.
In his report, the sergeant later wrote that Morrow flexed at John, the bank manager, in a threatening manner.
I didn't threaten him. I got up, like in the like like a mad.
Do you have anything on you that could hurt harmful to anyone?
Still handcuffed, Morrow offered more evidence of his innocence.
I got the checks done here saying what day,
it started and all that, how many hours I worked, all that. I could have came here and showed them that.
According to the police report, the bank manager said he'd received a lot of fraudulent checks using the UNFI logo. Morrow says the manager claimed he already called the company and confirmed the check was fake.
So who do we need to call?
But this body camera video shows the bank manager did not actually make that critical call until after Morrow was already in handcuffs.
So it's a real. The check numbers are.
Morrow's employer confirmed
I
the
think
check was in fact.
Get
I think
out.
we could stop. I think we could stop right there. I think we understand what is going on here. Rico, you shared that with me, brother. What's on your heart?
Yeah, man, that's pretty much a normal behavior. Some more extreme, some less extreme, but that is a normal I'm gonna say experience for many people, more likely black people, more likely black males. You know, it happens in so many situations. It happens in the courtroom where you just automatically have this thing against you for some reason. The minute you enter a room, you in a building, you have this thing against you. You have this judgment. You know, does he belong here? You know, we always trying to conform, but it's sad because that type of situation creates a psychological slavery, because what that is psychological terrorism. What it boils down to. My son went through something similar like that, and I called the school, man, from up here, and then I raised hell, man, because he had you know they got these laptops at school now, man, and he got the laptop, and it happened to be his friend's laptop, and his friend had his. They got it crossed up. They couldn't log in and do their work. So his teacher sent them to the office to have them to call the other student to bring the laptop back. It just so happened the security guard, a black woman, saw him and accused him of skipping and just walking on campus. He was like, "Nah, I ain't even been near the gate or nothing, the front door, nothing. My teacher just sent me up here to bring this laptop," which the teacher should have gave him a hall pass. You know, just to be safe. But sometimes they don't do that. You know, they're probably not thinking, especially they got a hectic class. So he got in the office and he told them, "Well, look, if y'all look at the cameras, or if you ask my teacher, she'll tell you where I just came from." The police could have did the same thing. The bank manager could have did the same thing. They could have said, "Well, you know what, man? Let's call the personnel of this company. And verify this check. Let me call y'all's check, what they call the accounting department, or payroll, you know, and verify this check, verify the numbers. You got serial numbers on the check. Verify that y'all printed this check and that it belongs to this man. And once you prove it's him, it's over with." The police didn't even have to be involved. But then once the police got there, they didn't even do a thorough investigation.
No.
See, you could de-escalate something just by asking the person that you were suspecting of doing something, investigate what his what you want to call his alibi. Investigate it on the spot. Make a few phone calls, but instead you take the word of the accuser all the time. That's why you have so many men now that have been locked up for rapes that they didn't commit. But then some people, the minute they are accused of something, depending on how they look, they get the benefit of the doubt. They want to de-escalate and not waste the time of going through the process of having you going to jail when we can solve this issue right now. You know, the biggest travesty I heard in this country, and I know it's a black thing. I know it's a black thing. When you make a call to the police about a domestic situation and they don't want to hear nothing, they just want to know if somebody put their hands on somebody. You might say, "Well, you know what, she threw something at me," or she might say, "Well, he slammed the door and he hit my toe." "Oh, you saying he touched you?" Well, are you trying to? That's all they want to hear, because they mad that they even had to come deal with it. So they'll tell you, anytime we get a call for domestic, somebody gotta go to jail. Ain't nobody gotta go to jail. You ain't gotta cost these people this money. You ain't gotta lock nobody up for something simple and small. But they choose to not, just like with that court video, because they want to tie you up in this system, or put you in this a mind frame where you are so frustrated that you respond, that you rebel in a violent and aggressive way. See what happened when that man got up? He didn't get up and flex. He got up like, "Dang, I'm tired." Oh, put the cuffs on him. He acted
He's
aggressive.
aggressive. He's aggressive. Look, he's
Y'all
aggressive.
frustrated. I'm
Mhm.
frustrated. I'm telling y'all, man, and y'all fixing to actually handcuff me in front of these people
Yep.
and have me looking like a thief.
Mhm.
A
And
criminal.
then I didn't go to the end where the officer was trying to calm it down, talking about, well, had you not done this or had you not done that, and had you not talk in such an aggressive way, it make me think that you get. Hold on, man, you sitting here, you got me totally embarrassed, man. Like I said, I'm in here in the bank. I done nothing. I came into the bank like everybody else, trying to cash my check, man. And you got me going through all this thing. The bank manager came up there, talked to me, man, and that's embarrassing. Then who you come talking to me now? You got me handcuffed and all kind of situation that's going on, man. Look, I'm frustrated, bro. What am I supposed to be right now?
I can't
What am I?
believe y'all got me dealing with
Yeah,
this mess. Getting up,
yeah.
talking about touching something on his desk. Talking about
Exactly.
you people doing this all the time with these
Yeah.
checks. I can't believe this. Yeah, I
Yeah,
get
exactly.
up,
Yeah.
but it ain't right.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, wait a minute. He's about to shoot everybody.
And look, and when and he wasn't even aggressive when they was putting the handcuff. He didn't jerk away. He didn't do anything, man. They put the cuffs on him, man. And now y'all got me here. I'm handcuffed. What do you want? How do you want me to feel, Curtis? What did you hear, brother?
Man, I just love Rico reenactments, bro. I love them.
Hey, I need to try your field of work, man. I need to get into your activity, huh?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, you do. Listen, man. What I just heard is another violation of a black man's human right. And at this point, it is starting to look like what white anger is right and black anger is whack. It's looking like there is one measurement being dealt for white anger and one measurement being used for black anger. And if I can say it, keep on violating these people's human rights, and the human being in them will show up and show out. It's funny that y'all did the banker thing, because I implore folks, if y'all don't believe, it's for your listeners. If you think we just talking black and white issues and we just being racist and we just talking like white folk get just about, watch the movie The Banker. It's a reason why they didn't really push and promote that film the way that they could have pushed and promoted that film. But that film is a phenomenal example of just what the average black entrepreneur, businessman, black human being has to go through in this country. And this country, at some point, the country is going to have to pay for the human rights violations on black, brown, and indigenous people. At some point, you're going to have to pay for that. God is not going to allow for you to continue to violate people like that. He's just not going to allow it, bro. Like, for real, I implore, please watch it tonight, Raheem. Because I really want to hear what your take is after you finish watching it. I want to hear what you got to say.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But it is a gross violation of that man's human right. He has a right to go in a bank and cash a check from wages that he has earned.
Exactly.
You know,
Tucson.
you know what? I'll end with this, Ryan. I remember I always prided myself, something I got from my father, is I always prided myself in one, looking good, two, something I got from my mom and my grandmama, feeling good, three, from my father, again, having a nice car.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody who know me, they know, okay, when it come down to Kirk gonna drive something nice. It might not be the latest, but he gonna drive something nice, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I remember coming here to Baltimore to see my family. And back then I had a Buick, oh my God, they stopped making them. I had a Buick Riviera,
Mm-hmm.
pearl black, maroon leather, they called it aviator seats, right? I mean, it was nice, supercharged and everything. I remember white police pulled me over. You know what the first thing he said to me, Raheem?
What's that?
How can you afford this car?
Mm.
It was
Mm.
a supercharged, unlimited, limited edition. I mean, it was loaded, right? It was nice. I think you remember that car. It was pearl black.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I said, "Excuse me." I said, "Excuse me, officer." So he caught himself and he said, "So you got a clean license?" I said, "Man, I'm clean as the board of health." I said, "You can run that 5 times and you ain't gonna get nothing."
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Again, what do you do that you can afford this car?"
Wow.
And I remember feeling so demoralized, man, because I'm like, hold on, bro. What are you saying? Like, because I'm black, I can't afford to ride in something nice. That's one of the reasons why I've never, in America, I've never bought a Mercedes or a BMW.
Mm-hmm.
Because why, if I buy a nice car, if I buy an extremely nice car, why should I have to be tagged with, oh, I must be in the crime because I'm driving something nice?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Exactly. Let me go to Tucson. Tucson, what's on your heart, brother?
I'm gonna get me one, and I'm gonna be going 87 miles an hour.
In a 35. In a 35.
Nah, I better be 55 and over.
Okay.
I
Okay.
ain't gonna be stupid. I ain't gonna be always stupid.
Not all the way, just a little
But
bit.
then, no. But then, see, because the thing about it is that this brother, if he would have in any kind of way resisted, he never would have made it.
Yep.
He
Mm-hmm.
never would have made it by
Mm-hmm.
simply trying to get what was his. He
Yep.
didn't steal it.
Mm-hmm. He worked for it.
And yeah, and here's the thing
Mm-hmm.
about it is they think the mentality of some, even if you work for it, they don't think you deserve it.
Mm-hmm.
So they're mad
Mm-hmm.
because you got it.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I don't want to point nobody out, but this is the type of misunderstanding or I can't get it mentality that I have when we have some of us that think that they arrived and they say even to the extreme of ain't no more racism in America.
Mm.
And I'm like, bro, call in now. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
Like
I mean,
boom.
and I love my people. I
Mm-hmm.
love my people.
Yeah.
You know, but I can't understand when it's just you that made it or think you made it until you get stopped
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
or you get to the bank and they don't believe
Mm-hmm.
that you got that type of money
Exactly.
and they
Wow.
treat you bad.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Exactly.
you looking like, man, I live in the suburbs.
Mm-hmm. I went to Harvard.
I mean, I, Yeah, I went to Harvard. I didn't do yet, man. Man, I'm one of y'all.
No, you're not. No, no, you.
You keep on.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, I don't mean to interrupt, but I was just thinking, man. Do you think that is where the black man learn, our entertainers learn to be so flashy so you would know ahead of time when he was coming that he had money, whether you thought it was criminal or not? Because if you didn't look like you had money, or it was unexpected for you to do it, because you know right about now, most black people for some reason like to flash it as
Yeah.
big as possible. You know what I'm saying? To let you know they want the biggest gold chain. That way you know they got money. And for some reason they ain't afraid to show you.
Yeah.
So I wonder, is that where that came from?
Probably so. I mean, it could be some facts there, because a lot of time, with the way that they dress and stuff like that, and very flashy. Here come the money.
Yeah, you got to think, oh, he got to be a rapper, or he got to be an athlete, he got to be an entertainer, because that's the way they dress, that's the way they act. So now, if you got money, you need to act like these black rappers or these black entertainers, these black athletes. Because if you don't look like you got money, they're gonna wonder if you didn't have to steal like that NBA player from the Bucks that got arrested in the jewelry store a few years ago. Henderson, I think his last name was. Actually, it was two players from the Bucks that went through some, maybe one from the Bucks or one from Minnesota, but they went in looking regular, just shopping, and ended up going to jail and being harassed by police because they didn't look like they belonged.
Rico, I want to talk to you too before we get out of here today. And remind me, brother, I want to talk to you about that ex Saint player that was arrested and ended up dead. Yeah, ended up dead in police custody. There's a lot of things that's going on with that as well. Cassandra, good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good morning.
Cassandra, I played a clip a few minutes ago where a young man worked hard, went into the bank to cash his check. I don't know if you had a chance to see it, but went in to cash his check and got arrested. The bank first, the teller gave him a hard time, called the manager over. The manager gave him a hard time, took him into his office, sit him down and everything, and totally harassed him, disrespected this man. And after that, called the police. Police came, harassed him, all kind of different things, made him put cuffs on him, and took him to jail. Ready to take him to jail. They didn't take him, about to take him to jail, all because he wanted to cash his check that he worked for. Talking about banking while black. Sandra, is this really a reality? Is this where we are in America now?
We've been in this place for a long time. Like I said, now you're just seeing videos and you're hearing more about it because social media, kind of stuff have been going on. I'm sure it was a large check, because if it was a check for two people, $100, they probably wouldn't have given him a heart. It had to be a check, and they felt like
it was not $900.
But this is the difference.
Yeah, the check was for $900.
Yeah, but see, that ain't even no real. People make that a week. Why they would put him through any changes for that? I don't know. I don't know the details, so I don't want to, say anything. But that behavior is common with people of color. So this is nothing new. But let me tell you something. I've dealt with a lot of wealthy white people. I mean, wealthy white people. They will in the bank, because I've worked for a few. They will go in the bank with a check for $100,000 and don't get back. And they be rich white people don't go around looking like rich white people. I know, because I've been around a lot of white multimillionaires. They be so tacky, you'd be like, what the heck? You wouldn't even know that they had money. You understand? But we have to show that we got money. And that's sad. We do it, I guess, for them. I don't know why we do that, but we have to show the car. We got to show the clothes. So, it's sad, but what happened to him is very common, and it's been happening for years.
Wow. Leonard, what's on your heart, brother?
Not a whole lot on my heart. There's a way that you handle certain things. And people have to become aware of that. And you going in expressing yourself ain't the way to do it. because actually, I'm not going to argue with nobody.
Mm-hmm.
The moment I'd have known something wasn't right, I'd have left the bank.
Yeah. Give him a check. Just give him a check.
Because basically, what he said, one, he should have called the people that own the account and let them know that these people said y'all have insufficient funds in your account
Mm-hmm.
to cover this check you wrote me.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But see, I don't think that was the case. Though the money was there. They could have
But that has nothing to do with it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That has
Go ahead.
nothing to do what actually is going on.
Mm-hmm.
That is what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Because one, once you allow the anger to take over,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna always be caught up. Always.
I can understand that, but at the same time, it does. And in certain situations like this, it does become frustrating.
But
This.
yeah, lots of things are
Mm-hmm.
frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
But you have
Mm-hmm.
to learn how to manage that frustration to accomplish what it is you're trying to accomplish. One
Mm-hmm.
thing I do not support at all is people losing control.
Mm-hmm.
You got to control yourself. I don't care what color you are.
Mm-hmm.
You lose when you get angry.
Mm.
So you need to, who's ever listening right now, you need to change your practice on living.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be able to look. Well, if I'm gonna open an account with you and I'm gonna do business with you, first thing I'm gonna do is make sure you ain't racist.
Mm-hmm.
First thing I'm gonna do. As a matter of fact, usually if you get sick of dealing with the white folks where you at, see if somebody black on staff.
Mm-hmm.
Get in the habit, like say for instance, like my grandfather used to say, get to know the people you trade with. You need to know those people and they need to know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember I used to go to the check cash and play.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't looking for nothing but to get my check cash. Sometimes be a sign on the wall. We ain't cashing these people checks no more. That don't mean I get mad and tear the store up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So we have to learn how to deal with things. It's unfortunate, but the devil is out there. It's always seeking to do something. Racist people are everywhere.
Let me ask you this question. Do you think, and you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right when you say that. Is it easier said than done? Because we can say that and we can feel that way, and the advice that you're giving is perfect. It's perfect. But when you're really in the heat of that moment and all this stuff is happening to you, and to this level, to this extent, how do it's sometimes harder to stay calm when
That's
you
why
know
you
these
need to.
people are
That's why
jabbing,
you need
jabbing,
to practice. That's why you need to practice.
You better.
jabbing.
That's why you need to practice.
Mm-hmm. And how do you do that?
One, every day you do it. You commit
Mm-hmm.
yourself to handling situations better than you did the day before.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because
Okay.
one, you have to realize there's a strategy to get you. What's your strategy to not get caught?
Mm-hmm.
Racism gonna be there. You can count on it.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no need of being shocked or whatever. What you need to do is your senses need to be activated so you know who these people are when they're around you. Them nasty white faces that look at you, go the other way when you see them.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do business with these people that don't care for you.
Mm-hmm.
Like one, I would sit down and I was like, I hope we ain't gonna have no, like, even with people with the homophobia thing or whatever. When you work with me, we sit down and have a conversation first. Don't make it
Mm-hmm.
something it ain't, because I'm ready for you. So don't make it something that's not.
Mm-hmm.
This is how we gonna do this. This is how we gonna take care of business. If I got a problem with your business, I'm saying this because I've written letters to banks and everything, dealt with people who have treated differently. Even elderly people are treated differently at banks from time to time. But we know that the race thing is there always. So we
Mm-hmm.
prepared for it when we go in. I had a habit of when I go in the store, somebody say, "Can I keep your bag?" Hell no, you can't check my bag. It's
Mm-hmm.
my bag.
Yeah.
I can tell you what, I'm not shopping in your store.
Mm-hmm.
And then if I see somebody following me in the store, I say, "Can I speak to somebody in management?"
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm being harassed by this individual right here that keeps
Yeah.
following me around this store.
Mm-hmm.
You need to talk to him.
Yeah.
If you don't want me outside your store with no sign, you better talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to go in with that, with the mindset, I'm going in here to take care of business and be
But
able to handle
let me
yourself
say
this way.
let me say this though, Leonard. Even with that, individual could say that that's aggressive.
So
You know, now he's being aggressive. Look, he said he want to see the man.
in this
So
conversation, look who got aggressive.
mm-hmm.
The one
I
telling
mean,
the
you can
lie.
very well be calm.
The one
You can
telling the
very well
lie.
be,
You can
yeah.
say what you want. They're going to say what they want.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're going
Mm-hmm.
to do. Now, if you want to just fight and get into an altercation and make a scene, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You're going to learn from that lesson.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You'll take some away from it. You'll definitely take
Yes,
something away.
and that's the way you have to
Mm-hmm.
think about it, and you have to come up with these strategies and things of
Mm-hmm.
that nature. How you gonna do it beforehand? A lot of times people have emotions, they go all off and they get an incident, and then they call somebody, and all I do with you is sit down and get you to walk through the issue.
Mm-hmm.
Are they racist and blah? Let's make sure they're racist first.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's make sure of that first.
Mm-hmm.
Because for whatever reason, we didn't see all of it. We didn't know if the check sent a code or something. Or I don't know what happened because I wasn't
Mm-hmm.
there. But there's a racist person there
Mm-hmm.
that lied.
Yeah. A
Pass me
few
to
of
the
them.
manager, please.
A few of them. Exactly.
Right,
Exactly.
right. Because
Now,
and that's what you have to do.
now, to your point, and I seen someone. I wish I could pull it up, man. I seen someone where somebody was saying, but even when King was marching, they always told everybody to be nonviolent, and this is what you have to do: stay calm. This is what you do. This is what you do. Do not elevate the situation by fighting back. Stay, and he had the people positioned in a way, whereas even all these terrible things was happening, they never fought back and they stayed calm. And a
We're
lot
not
of them,
going to say they never fought back. They never
Mhm.
used violence to accomplish their mission.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, the fighting back in that regard. And so I can see what you're saying, but at the same time, I also deal with both sides of the coin, man. And is a little is easier said than done. It's easier said than done, especially when
Yes.
you're in the heat of that moment. It's certainly easier said than
But
done.
part of the practice is not allowing yourself to be
Mm-hmm.
placed in the heat of the moment,
Mm-hmm.
because that moment is not going to work out for you.
Yeah, I can see that. Toya with a T. Good morning again. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, good morning. How you doing?
Hey, doing well. Toya, you been listening to us because we covered it.
I've been in and out.
Okay, we're talking right now about banking while black with the situation. Did you see the situation what happened with the young man?
Which young man?
Well, he went into the bank. He worked and they gave him his check. They gave him his check and everything. He went to the bank to cash his check. And when he got there, the teller harassed him. The check was $900. His work check, and the teller harassed him. Man, what you doing with a check like this? Basically, called the manager. The manager did the same thing. Took him into his office and harassed him again to the point where they called the police. Police came and did the same thing. And only thing he wanted to do, to the point where they stood him up and put him in cuffs. Put your hands behind your back. Put him in cuffs. Only thing he wanted to do was cash his check, go home and enjoy the rest of his day. Banking while black. Banking while black. What's on your heart?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, we've had a few situations before now with some rappers who pulled out stacks, like 50 stacks, 100 stacks,
Mm-hmm.
and some issues came about until they was like, no, hey, that's Young Crazy right there, and they, dispersed it. So this is the first time, but nope, that's the world we live in,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I mean, I know we would like to say Donald Trump caused that, but when grown people make conscious decisions, you can't blame it on the facts of another grown person.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, just because I can't be the person to electrocute somebody because that's my job. I'm not gonna get a job like that.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? Like certain things you just cannot blame on another human being. You're taking a conscious decision to do yourself. So when we have these people who are different colors to do that, I mean, at that point you can't blame it on one person. You got to blame it on the individual and say
Mm-hmm.
that's just racism.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, some people do things to push a button, to be seen, to be heard, to be known. And at this point, just driving around in Uber, living my life. I'm trying to figure out where these people at.
Mm-hmm.
Why I can't never come across
Yeah.
a situation like that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, is it stage? Are they playing? Are they, you know what I'm saying? Is the point, is the purpose behind it to keep the rhetoric going, or what? You understand what I'm saying? Because it's, we should be so far past that. But it's happening sometimes. It's
Mm-hmm.
like a joke. Okay. I mean, we could deal with it in a second, though. But, you know, that's my thing. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? We have to hold people on to what they are, hold them accountable for their actions. No excuses, especially Rule 7. No excuses. You're not gonna, them people in that thing not gonna say, oh, well, you know, Donald Trump, you know, he lost the election, and that's why we said black people, they don't have checks more than $700. No, that's a mental problem and a mental issue. You're not gonna blame it on Donald Trump. But
Mm-hmm.
you need to holler at this infrastructure thing, Ryan. Look up some information on lead and lead poisoning, and now
Mm.
all of a sudden here they come with this infrastructure.
Yeah.
And look at some of the things that they talk about when lead poisoning causes hypertension, aggression. People should be able to do things and act in certain ways that are aggressive and violent. You know, there's so many different the things that we talk about people doing. When you look at the effects of lead poisoning, this again it seems strange. It seems it's real strange. All these people acting like this, and let's get to the why. So we need to talk about that on another day. I don't know what day, but we need to
Mm-hmm.
talk about that. The effect of this lead poisoning and infrastructure in America, which could be leading to some people acting in these ways. And it's proven, it's documented, and it's just not emphasized.
Mm. Exactly. Exactly.
Also, I want to add something before you move on, Raheem.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
As far as practice is concerned,
Mm-hmm.
if you're going into business establishments and no black people are in there, don't do business there.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do business there. Even I don't know how many people shop, and I don't know if it's still with commission. But let's use that.
Yeah.
When I go into a store and there's somebody, and you got people walking around, guess what I'm doing? If you're nice enough, I'll work with you.
Mm-hmm.
But if not, go find me somebody black that work here.
Yeah.
If you can't do it, I can't mess with you.
Mm-hmm.
Go where there is diversity, where you see it. And this is why we need to teach these people a lesson. Like, say, for instance,
Mm-hmm.
does that brother have an account there? Or is it just that the check is written off of that bank and that's why he went to that bank? Is that the bank he regularly does business with?
Well, they say he does. He did have an account. They say he did have an account
Right.
there.
So look at how they treat people
Mm-hmm.
black people that hold accounts. Somebody
Mm-hmm.
ought to be standing out there with a sign that say black folks don't do business with these people.
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere. Every single place you go to. Matter of fact, is the teller that did what he did fired.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you make a scene. You wait, you let them do what they do so you can have enough evidence to know that they're guilty.
Mm-hmm.
And then you make everybody aware of the fact. Don't do business at ABC Bank because they're racist. That's the way you do that. You put them on blast. I know a guy that got screwed on one time. He put up a commercial about the dude on Facebook.
Mm.
So that's the way you have to do things. That
Yeah.
heat of the moment gets you in trouble every single time because you're
Mm-hmm.
unprepared. That's
Mm-hmm.
why you get taken advantage of a lot because once you give up and you let anger rule, you're not going to make your best decisions.
Mm-hmm.
And
Wow.
now we have another experience. These are a dime a dozen, these experiences. So that we have
Mm-hmm.
to change how we do business. And I hope that brother ain't doing business with that bank no more.
I hope he's not. I
Right.
hope he's. Mm-hmm.
Right. When the people be acting funny, they funny acting. Leave them alone.
Mm-hmm. You sound a little country there, brother. You're
I'm
funny
just
acting.
saying, if they funny acting, leave them
Yeah.
alone.
Let me go to Cassandra. Cassandra, what's on your heart?
Yeah, we it's what Leonard said.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have to make the decision as to where we're going to be banking, I mean, was there any legitimate reason for them to even, do that to him?
No.
You understand what I'm saying? It was it just a $900 check? I mean, it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't
I
make
thought
sense.
it was like thousands of dollars that he brought in, and
Mm-mm.
you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And they feel like I guess can't have a $5,000 check. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't I don't get it. But we have to. Yeah, I'm like Leonard. You have to choose where you're banking, because I'm not going to be, if I come in with a check for $10,000
Thank
and
you.
you questioning me and doing all this crazy stuff, we got a problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
We got a
Mm-hmm.
problem because somebody said it. I think you can call and check with the company that the check is written on and say, hey, we have Mr. So and so here. He has a check for $10,000, and just precaution. We're just checking with you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They can do that. That's a simple fix. Unless it's after hours or whatever for
Yeah.
the business. I don't know. But I don't like it. I've seen it happen before, and it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Uh can I tell y'all a joke? It ain't a joke, but
Uh-oh.
it's a true no, it's a true story.
Yeah.
I know somebody very close to me that he was a con man. I mean, a real con man. And he would go to these small towns, and he was very smooth and suave. And he could literally figure out what teller to go to, and he wanted them to cash checks for 30, 40, $50,000 without any black guy,
Good Lord.
without any hesitation. And they were fake checks.
Wow.
And they were fake. I'm telling you, and I know very close, I know them very well.
Mm-hmm.
And when I found out that that's what they did, I was like, oh my God. Because they literally would come and say, hey, can you count this money for me? And they would have like $20,000, $30,000
Mm.
cash.
Wow.
I'm just saying, there are people that do it wrong, but when you're doing it right and you having a hassle, I get it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, did he ever get caught?
No, he never got caught.
Wow.
And did it for about, I think he was doing it for maybe 12 years.
Good Lord.
Never got caught one time. Not one time. Not one time.
Wow. That's
Yeah. So things things can go well and it be legit, or it can go well and it be not legit.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna reserve my comment on that one. I'm gonna reserve my
Yes,
comment on
please do.
that.
I just wanted to throw that out
Yeah.
there, because I mean, it's people that do the crazy stuff
Mm-hmm.
and they don't get caught. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then you got white people that move money around. Because when I worked at the federal prison, it was guys in there that did banking stuff, white boys
Mm-hmm.
that was moving millions of dollars
Yeah. Yeah.
fraudulently, and that's
Mm-hmm.
why they were there through
Mm-hmm.
banks
Mm-hmm.
and never had any problem stealing millions of dollars.
Mm.
I'm sorry, right here.
Yes, sir. What's
I had
up?
an emergency.
Oh, okay. You good?
I had an emergency with one of my youth participants. You know what I mean? Just, when you get new information, you know what I mean? Some of these kids can be real, like, well, what I do, you know what I mean? What I
Yeah.
do with this, what I do with that, you know what I mean? It's
Mhm,
all
yeah.
new stuff that
Okay.
I,
Banking while black.
well, I was listening to what everybody was saying, and everybody was making such phenomenal points before I had to switch over. Um, One of the things that I think we must address, because what Leonard was saying was absolutely right. Like, if they not kind to our kind, don't spend your money there.
Mm-hmm.
However, a lot of times they'll do things to cloak the way that they really feel. Meaning,
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, they'll put, they'll hire a bunch of black folk while all at the same time completely mistreating the folks that they have hired.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And you won't know that per se. That's why a lot of times what I do is if I go in a store, I pay attention to the morale of the folks that's working in the store, because that'll tell you a lot about how that store manager or that management is treating folks. The other thing is, it's kind of hard to maintain a certain level of civility when there's already a preconceived notion that you're a crook and or criminal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like you know how when you turn the stove on? When you turn the stove on, you're not too scared to open the door, the door on the stove. And if you got a pan in there and you just put it in there, you're not too scared to grab that pan and pull it out of there for whatever reason, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the temperature keeps rising. If you set that oven on 375, initially that oven will have no temperature.
Mm-hmm.
And then it'll go to 50, then it'll go to 75, and so forth and so on. I think what we find is, especially in your video, what you found is instead of them turning the stove off, they just kept upping the temperature.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you keep upping the temperature and you got your hand on the rack, you can't then complain when you get burnt.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? You can't say, oh, well, the stove was hot and it burned me. No, the stove was hot because you turned it on and you kept turning up the temperature.
Increasing the heat. Yeah.
So
yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, when I look at what happened, I have to evaluate, well, in this whole process, honestly, they say there's a term folks used to say back in the day. You remember this? Cooler heads prevail, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely.
I believe that term, hands down,
Mm-hmm.
right?
But Kurt, how do you and I agree with you 110% on that. But how do you stay calm when they keep poking and poking and poking, and you know they're not treating you right, man? You know that if I didn't look a certain way, I wouldn't be treated this way.
That's my question, Raheem.
Mm-hmm.
My question is, cooler heads can prevail, but when does the cooler head get to a point that I'm not taking this foolishness no more?
Exactly.
When is it okay for the cooler head to realistically burn you?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When is that okay?
Exactly. Wow, that's good. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Phone lines are open. Let me go to we got quite a few people that just came in. We got Toussaint back. Badger, I see you there, brother. We got Toussaint there. Toussaint, you wanted to say something earlier, brother, and I think you had to get off. What's on your heart?
Yeah, man. I can remember so many things that happened in the course of life that you had to think about what happened to somebody else prior to you.
Mm-hmm.
That it didn't work out good for them.
Yeah.
Because they blew up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If I'm and I'm just using this for example. It has nothing to do with this scenario because it shouldn't happen like that. Mm-hmm. But it did.
Yeah.
When people don't follow procedure, you follow procedure.
Mm.
When people don't do the right thing, you make sure you do the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
You got to go back to, okay, here's what I need to do at this particular point. I remember when a guy told me at work, he said, y'all, and I quote, just want something for nothing.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So we work in a union, the bargaining agreement environment.
Mm-hmm.
So there's processes and procedures that we follow. So because this is a statement that shouldn't have never happened, but he
Yeah.
said it. So I bring them before labor relations, my management team, and and the whole group are sitting there. We're sitting in there, and they just, as far as what they were concerned, is a group of Caucasian men in there with me and him, and they wanted him to apologize and stuff like that. And in the midst of them, getting him to apologize, and when I first started at this job, I was a fusser and a fusser,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't mind letting them have it, and I
Mm-hmm.
would. But what they did was, in the midst of me bringing this incident to them, they pulled my record up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I said? Let me get the hell out of here. Go back
Hey.
to work.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because it was pointless
Yeah. Yeah.
for me to continue.
Exactly.
So at a certain point, when I know we want to make a point, I know it gets frustrating. Like, I know it gets to the point where, we say we don't want to take this no more. But at some time, you have to uh, preserve yourself for the next fight because you can't win everything. Pick your
Mm-hmm.
fights.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. That's good. That's good.
So I got my check. I'm just saying, this is mine. They don't want to deal with me. Give me
Mm-hmm.
my check. Let me get the hell out of here. Let me get the hell out of here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I keep saying
Hey.
that.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Exactly. And what we're talking about right now, we're talking about the situation that happened in that particular bank, and it's a thing called banking while black is it's how they and it's how they titled it, banking while black. And it's a clip that Rico sent to me yesterday. I'm glad he did, man. And so if you all have some situations that's going on in different scenarios and y'all want to discuss it on the broadcast, please send it to me. We're gonna open up. We're gonna talk. I'm telling y'all, man, we're gonna deal with situations. Starting at the beginning of the year, we're gonna deal with all kind of situations, man. And this just happened to be one of them. We're moving in that direction. But and I see Leonard. He fidgeting in the chair over there. I think he got something on his heart. But let me go to Badger. Badger, good morning, Badger. How you doing this morning?
Pillow wouldn't let me get out of bed this morning.
It's all right. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, good deal, good deal. We're going to we're gonna change up a little bit. This is something else that's been on my heart, man. I want to talk to y'all about it because I know y'all gonna educate me on this here because I don't know a lot about it. But the food industry and how certain things in the food, how America would allow us to eat certain things that other countries won't allow us to consume. And one of the things that I pulled up is red 40, red 40, and the side effects of red
Oh,
40.
that's hilarious.
Hold on, Patrick. Additionally, both adults and children have reported, and this is some of the things that they say that happen from red 40. Upset stomachs, migraine, jitteriness, nervousness, inability to concentrate, and there's a whole list of other things with this red 40, with this red 40 diet that they put in, and they put in pretty much everything that we eat, man. They put, if you look at the ingredients, it's red 40 is in so many different things. Badger, you got some ideas and thoughts on this, brother. Talk to me.
Oh, you have man. I cannot consume Red 40 actually.
Mm-hmm.
I for me it causes a mental effect.
Mm-hmm.
I actually get angry. Um, I'm one of the people that if I ingest too much Red 40, I pretty much look like I have bipolar.
Mm.
Um, so I've had to work really hard to keep it out of my diet. Um, and then yeah, this subject, we in my household we actually know quite a lot about.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so like there's Red 40, there's GMO corn, there's You know, gluten, which gluten is supposed to be good for us, but the fact that they genetically they increase the amount of gluten in most of the products,
Mm-hmm.
it can actually be bad for us in some ways.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, GMO corn is a whole nother level of, I mean, between being genetically modified to, you know, to have more of like a sweetness, it's also genetically modified to create its own bug repellent, its own bug poison.
Mm.
So you're pretty much eating a plant that can literally kill insects on its own because man altered God's design.
Mm. Wow. Wow.
And Red 40 is actually made from an insect husk that in certain jungles where it comes from, they actually use it to hunt animals. They don't use it for food or anything like that. Some guy went, hey, we could use this to color things, and that's what they did.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
In other countries, it's banned. America
Mm-hmm.
hasn't banned it.
Yeah. Yeah. And a lot of countries it's banned. I did some research and found out that in a lot of countries, Red 40 is actually banned. Let me go to Cassandra and Toya, what is he coming to you next? What do you think about this situation with this Red 40? Are you educated on that? Excuse me. Cassandra? I think we might have lost Cassandra.
Hello?
Yes, there you go.
Hello?
There you go. What do you know
Okay.
about this whole Red 40 situation? Because a lot I noticed
I'm
a lot of countries don't allow it at all, but we do.
I'm not familiar with it. I'm not familiar with it at all, so I can't really speak on it.
Mm-hmm.
But anything that adversely affects the body that we know, but you know what? Some people are just can't, like Badger says he can't ingest it.
Mm-hmm.
Some people just can't. It's like some people can't eat seafood. Do we all stop eating? Do we ban seafood because some people can't think? So Red 40, I'm not aware of it. I don't know about it. But there are so many things that people are allergic to. They have bad reactions to. We couldn't ban everything that gives people an adverse reaction. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
saying.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know because people don't eat pork for reasons they don't eat whatever. So we'll end up not eating anything. They had something about eggs. Some people say eggs is not good and they won't eat eggs, and that's fine. But if you know that you can't eat something or you have an adverse reaction, just don't eat it. Like Badger says, his family knows that that's something that they're not going to ingest because it has an adverse effect on him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
But
I think if we did that, we'd have to ban a whole bunch of stuff that everybody isn't having bad effects with.
mm-hmm.
That's just my opinion.
Okay.
But I don't know about the Red 40.
Okay.
Y'all educating me today.
Yeah, because they're saying that, and this is just some of the things that they say that it's been known to cause. And like I said, I read it says upset stomach, migraines, jitteriness, nervousness, and inability to concentrate. They say when you digest it, and there's a lot of them. I can't read all of them, but there's a lot of things that they say that this Red 40 does to the body, does to.
I don't mean to interrupt, but I want to interject with something real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Things like Red 40 that's been used for a very long time. That's very very cheap to use. GMO corn and things like that. They don't want the general public to know that it actually affects most of the population. That's why other
Mm-hmm.
countries have banned it because it actually affects people without people knowing it does.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Good deal. Good deal. Toy, you want to see what do you say?
Good. That's good to know. Thank you, Badger, because that's something good to know. So now I can go and research. That's why our platform is so important because now I can go because I have no clue about Red 40.
Mm-hmm.
Go and see what the deal is with it. So now we're learning. We're sharing, something that may be hurting somebody unknowingly.
Mm-hmm. I came across this to say Red 40, Yellow 5, and Yellow 6 contains contaminants that are known cancer causing substances. They say it's a known cancer. It causes cancers and stuff that's in it. It's known to cause cancer, and that's why a lot of times I wonder, how can a person that's never smoked, never did, never drank, and all this stuff, how in the world could they, and you can't put your hand on it. You can't say it's one particular thing, but sometimes maybe it's the food that we're eating. I know Toya, she's in that industry, so I'm sure she knows something about this red 40. Toya with a T, talk to me. What do you know about this? Toya, I think Toya might have stepped away for a sec. Yeah, she might have stepped away for a second. Captain, talk to me.
I'm talking about red 40.
Yes, sir.
Well, I mean, this is people need to understand. The government ain't your father.
Mm-hmm.
It don't care nothing about you that way.
Mm-hmm.
That's your responsibility to check the ingredients on the back of products that you consume.
Mm-hmm.
Not why is somebody doing this to me.
Woe is me.
You need to be more responsible about what you put in your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
They have no. Why would they ban red 40 and not ban alcohol?
Mm.
Why?
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's the model. It's your right it's your choice as a consumer what you consume.
Mm-hmm.
If you quit relying on other people to do what's right by you, it'll make you more conscientious and start doing things proactively.
Mm-hmm.
You should be reading what's on the back of the packages of the things that you consume.
Take a personal responsibility for yourself.
Exactly.
So
Mm-hmm.
you mean people actually need to grow a brain and research?
Red 40 has been. I mean, if you got kids, you know that red 40. Like say, for some kids who ingest red 40, we see they get little lumps on their neck that'll
Mm-hmm.
swell up
Yeah.
because of
Yeah.
red 40 and things of
Mm-hmm.
that nature. Food and calling it red 40, call it what it is because ain't none of them no good for you. Food coloring.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't you check the color of your food before you buy it?
Mm-hmm.
If it looks like it's fake, then it probably is fake and it's probably synthetic and it's probably
Mm-hmm.
something you shouldn't consume. You know what I'm saying? So these types of
Mm-hmm.
things, like say for instance, and if you watch the political part, people fighting right now, the producers, of course, on what they shouldn't have to put on the label. When you hear people have these issues, that means they're trying to deceive you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's like, for instance, I'm very particular about fish.
Yes.
So if I go somewhere to eat fish, I ask the people what kind of fish it
Mm-hmm.
is,
Mm-hmm.
everything about the fish. Like, say, for instance, the fact that you go into, remember, it just used to be normal. You thought you would eat codfish.
Yeah.
And then you realize that these chains wasn't using codfish all the time.
Mm-hmm.
They were using pollock.
Yep.
Still a fish, but it
Mm.
wasn't codfish. And if you know codfish and you take it, like, oh man, they switched to fish. Now
Or
it's your
tilapia.
chance to choose whether or not you can continue to shop there.
Or tilapia. Mm-hmm.
Right, or things like that. So
Mm-hmm.
one, don't believe that people out to make money as cheap as they can. And
Mm-hmm.
that was why food coloring became so popular. I'm a big fan of pistachios. I eat them regularly.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when they used to color the shells of pistachios red
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah. It sure did.
just to
Mm-hmm.
go with the holiday, I guess, or
Mm-hmm.
something? I don't know, but it would be all over your hands anytime that's not cool,
Yeah.
and you shouldn't be eating it.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to send a signal to producers what we will and will not accept. Leave that stuff on the shelf. You ain't got to eat it. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? These people ain't like one. Coca-Cola's still on the shelf.
Yeah. Yeah.
Soft drinks still on the shelf.
Coca-Cola, they say used to have cocaine in it, didn't it?
Right. Y'all don't see people change the name of the sugar that they use, say they sugar free, and then put something else in there. Well, why is it sweet? You should want to know
Mm-hmm.
if ain't no sugar in it, what's sweetening it?
Yeah. Yeah. Sweet and low.
Then you got some people got hurt so bad they went back and started putting it back on the product made with real sugar.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you always should be questioning about what you're putting in your mouth.
Diet, Pepsi, Diet Coke, and
Right.
still.
But I'm not one here to choose nobody's diet for them.
Mm-hmm.
It's just what you choose to do. But red 40 ain't never been no good. Ain't
No.
no color dye is good for you.
Mm-hmm.
So you should
Mm-hmm.
stick to things with no artificial flavors or artificial coloring.
All natural.
Even when you buy fish, you can
Mm-hmm.
read on the package. Sometimes the color is added to make it look a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Or they inject it with certain fillers.
right,
Yeah, yeah.
right.
Chickens, like them chickens, they fill them chickens up with all kind of stuff, man. They make them bigger, so they're more appealing to
Exactly.
you. Yeah, yeah. It's a lot of things. Go
Um,
ahead, man.
I got something to throw in here.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
There's a company out of Canada called I gotta remember how to spell it. Dia. Um, I'm gonna read um what one of their things say, because my wife um said that bought this purchased some of their stuff because she's gluten, um no gluten, no dairy, no corn in their diets, my wife's and my kids, and she consumed this stuff. All of a sudden she started swelling up. Now,
Mm,
on the ingredients list, it doesn't say it has corn, but it does say it's dairy and gluten free. That part is true. Come to find out that, for one, they're not required to say that there's any kind of corn in it, but through the processing of their cheese and their xanthan gum, it has corn in it, and they're
mm,
not required to say that there's corn in that product by Canada or FDA.
mm-hmm,
So my wife ended up becoming sick because there was a product in there that they didn't have to put on the label.
mm-hmm,
And we
mm-hmm.
only found this out because the only thing that's new to her diet is this food. So we called, talked to one of the people in the office, and took us about a week of talking to them and stuff like that, because I guess they started getting paranoid about a lawsuit. We're not that kind of people. We just want to know the truth. And they told us that yes, there is corn in their product.
Mm.
So that's
Wow.
something that we have to deal with a lot of times, is they blanket it with either scientific names or um it's got xanthan gum or things like that. We have to literally call the company and find out, okay, is this product and is this made with corn or dairy or any of this, before they can even consume it. So the amount of companies that we've actually had to contact to find out what's in their deeper ingredients and have to fight and so, there are some companies actually had to fight them to get what is in their ingredients,
Mm-hmm.
because we're
Wow.
like, we're not trying to make it. This will make us sick. We need to know.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's why I think in like some countries it has been banned, is when it causes a lot of problems, and a lot of it people don't even realize or even know what's going on. I do feel the government yes, we should be researching and looking at what is in the ingredients, but I also feel there's a human responsibility to try not to poison other people.
Mm-hmm. Well, see that goes that kind of a little bit counters, not going against, but kind of counters what Leonard had said earlier about, it's really not the governor's responsibility. They're providing a product, and if you choose to consume or purchase that product, then you have to have a personal responsibility to read what it is that you're ingesting in your body, because you have certain controls. And I understand what you're saying. I'm not saying that you're wrong, but my thing is you have a responsibility for yourself about what you put in your body. It's like, you're not gonna go out there and buy drugs and put that in your body because you don't
Right.
want drugs. And so
Well,
it's the
well,
same thing
here's
with
the
food.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the situation we're in,
Mm-hmm.
98% of the stuff that's inside of a store, my wife
Mm-hmm.
and kids cannot consume whatsoever.
Yeah.
And almost every
Okay.
single thing we have to make from scratch, which is
Mm-hmm.
fine.
Mm-hmm.
We accept that that's what they're going to have to live through for the rest of their life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But it would be nice at the same time to have more things that are available that we can pick up.
Yeah.
Because when you start looking at the price of, a bag of flour to make homemade bread, is $10 to $15 for
Mm-hmm.
like coconut flour or tapioca starch or rice flour. You know, you get into like that kind of stuff. To make a loaf of bread is almost 4 times as much than going to buy a loaf of bread at the store.
Yeah, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. Cassandra, what's on your heart?
Yeah, y'all on a subject that like I'm not very familiar with,
Mm-hmm.
and like I said, if I don't know about something, and I can't really talk on it. I do know that it is your personal responsibility to check on the things that you eat. I'm
Mm-hmm.
one of those people, I don't check. If I like something, I just eat it. Then when I have the reaction, I go like, oh, maybe my body doesn't like that.
I should have
And
ate
there are
that.
things that
Mm-hmm.
that I've eaten that, that I have to like put aside, because
Mm-hmm.
I have a bad reaction.
Mm-hmm.
But I eat what I want to eat a lot of times, even some of the things that I know I shouldn't eat.
Yeah.
And that's my personal responsibility as to what kind of reaction I have from it.
Good deal. Good deal. Toya with a T, you back with us? Toya with a T. Okay, good deal.
Sure, Raheem is also having some more technical difficulties. We'll definitely be back as soon as he gets it set up again. But we're pretty much talking about uh, the foods and things that are in our foods that are possibly not the best for us. And we're trying to help educate people on certain things. This particular type of conversation right now, we was talking about red 40. And it's a color additive used for lots of different foods and always has been. But it is a known fact that red number 40 has been linked to cancer and is also being banned in a couple other countries because of this. And my point of view is that everyone should be responsible for what they consume. And of course, we all gonna do some stuff that is not good for us. But I think it's more important that we understand, is it worth risking your health just to consume something? For instance, I mentioned um, soft drinks, and they're linked to cancers as well.
Well, do you think if everyone stops purchasing, things with red 40 in it, they would actually finally take it out so people would buy it again?
Yes, yes, they definitely would because they've changed, even with the whole sugar thing. They've went from one extreme to the next. And so what they do is they'll try out various things. And then you'll have them, hey, guess what? Back to the original. Because the reason why people don't give you the real sugar is because it's cheaper to give you the additive, the fake sugar, it's fake sweetener. We like
Yeah.
known as, say, for instance, aspartame.
Uh,
And the name and the constant changing of the names of this particular thing that the whole sector depends on to sweeten products. I don't chew gum for this reason. Rarely will I ever chew gum. But for that very simple fact, I stopped eating pork, beef, and chicken because it wasn't good for me. But
yeah.
I'm not the
Yeah.
type of person to
Hey,
believe that everyone has to stop if they don't
Mm-hmm.
want to. Some people don't mind
Yeah.
red 40 because, like Miss Cassandra says, some people don't have the same reaction or it's not noticeable or what have you. But now that you know, I mean, I don't know why a person would assume that food dyes were anything other than what they were.
Mm-hmm.
They're dyes that you put in food to change the color. How does changing the
Mm-hmm.
color affect the taste?
It doesn't.
I mean, are you right? Right. So
Mm-hmm.
it's your choice and why you choosing these things.
Mm-hmm.
You can't expect this whole notion of morality on the part of production. You have to do away with that.
Mm-hmm.
That's a false assumption, and it always has been. The
Mm-hmm.
person that I don't understand. I mean, I've always been like this though. When it comes to what I'm going to eat.
Yeah.
You know, I know sweets ain't good for me, but I eat them. I just
I'm gonna
eat
tell you
them in
something.
moderation.
I'm gonna tell you
You know,
something, Leonard. It's hard for me, man. And this is one of my weaknesses, man. In the middle of the night, I don't care what time it is, man. I get a taste for some Browns butter pecan ice cream,
and
and there you go, Browns
it
butter
may
pecan.
not right. And you notice the older you get. Now, when you was young, you could eat it as much as you wanted to.
Yeah, yeah,
But because you've been eating it probably in the excess, you like it's causing me problems now because
yeah,
you've
yeah.
eaten it to excess.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's a thing called like Mountain Dew.
Mm-hmm.
That's one soda I wish they would take off the market.
Well, and
Um,
Mountain Dew will keep you woke. I used to drink it when I used to travel for that very purpose.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then having to do research on it, after I found out I deal with what's called Mountain Dew mouth, which is an actual dental problem. Because Mountain Dew is like 3 chemicals away from being considered flame retardant, and the fact that it can rot your teeth from the inside out.
Mm.
You
And
can
this
go
is the
to a
thing.
dentist.
I'm not sure about but see, I'm 50, and all these things were never any good for you.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Soft drinks or anything. When they first came to the market, they wasn't good for you.
Yeah, exactly.
So these are just luxury items that you should not be consuming in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need Mountain Dew. You need water.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need Hennessy. You need water.
What? No, no,
You
no.
don't need Budweiser. You need water.
Say it ain't so.
So
Say
if
it.
you put yourself in that mindset, or when
Mm-hmm.
you get to the point where you have to look at, okay, how much sugar in this?
Mm-hmm.
Look, read it. So once you
Mm-hmm.
see it, you make the decision. Do I want to keep consuming it?
Exactly.
Not that people should change the formula,
Mm-hmm.
but like you say, disclose that you're using it. Some people don't care about their health that much.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
They just don't. So that's why they don't have to ban it because people gonna consume it because they like it.
Mm-hmm.
They're enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's still on the market and it's still being used.
Mm-hmm.
Like with cereal, for instance, food colorings in cereal.
Yeah.
It's there. You have to say, I'm not gonna eat this food.
Mm-hmm.
You have to cook more. You have to prepare more meals.
Mm-hmm.
And especially Minister Farrakhan will tell you, tell men, marry a woman smart enough about nutrition. So she's the doctor for you and your family.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
She should know because she's preparing the meals and feeding it to her kids. So
Yep.
she should know what's in it.
Mm-hmm.
Those types
That's
of things.
and that's a perfect segue into our topic for the day. We finally gonna get to our topic for the day. Ain't that something?
You know
Ain't
what,
that
man?
something?
I'm gonna have to take some more medication food with you.
We're gonna talk about this morning. And this is a topic we posted. I had this topic 2 weeks ago. We didn't get to it. And so we finally gonna get to this. She has on your pants. Be a
Oh
man.
God.
She has on your pants. Be a man. Be a man. Cassandra. Hold on, Badger. Cassandra.
Yeah.
Men today. Have they taken by choice, force, or by nature, have they pretty much taken a back seat? Are men being like they used to be, Cassandra?
No, absolutely no.
Mm.
I mean, the fathers back. Look, let me tell you.
Uh-oh.
In my neighborhood, the fathers. No, I'm just saying. I'm not. I mean, the father. Yeah, the fathers in my neighborhood, they were there. They were in the home. I don't care. These families in my neighborhood that had 7, 10, 12, 14, 21 kids,
Mm-hmm.
and those dads were there.
Yeah.
They ain't made no excuse about nothing.
Mm.
They were in the home with their children. They went to work every day and they made it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm thinking about two families in my neighborhood. Both of them had 21 kids in 4-bedroom apartments because that's
Mm.
the largest they had.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm.
So there is no excuse. If you leaving because you want to leave. And I think men today don't take the commitment of raising their children seriously because they're not even marrying these women.
Yeah.
They popping babies left and right. And I hold women, y'all. I'm telling you, I hold women accountable because
Mm-hmm.
you're the one going out there giving it up, not requiring commitment or anything else, and having these babies.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yes, I said it.
That's true. That's truth. Toy, you want to tell you back with us? Let's go to Kurt. Kurt, what do you say to that, man? Are men today, men like they were back in the day? She has on your pants. Be a man. Are we being men?
No, they don't have to. They don't
Qualify that.
have to.
Qualify that, brother.
No, I mean because the minute a black man trying to be a man, they going to prison.
Mm.
So if you telling
Okay.
me, if you telling me that I got a choice to either play the back seat and have some semblance of freedom, right,
Mm-hmm.
or have the illusion of freedom, right, and no responsibility, right,
Mm-hmm.
or I can man up and now I become a target. The average person is going to choose to be lax. And Cassandra said it right. You know, she didn't say nothing wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a part of that responsibility is on the female species.
Mm-hmm.
You know, one of the things I notice dealing with the population that I deal with every day, right? There's a lot of these young ladies out here is treating these dudes like they're their kids
Mm-hmm. Come on.
and not their significant other. Listen, if you treat your man like he's a child, what do you expect to get from a child?
Mm-hmm.
The average child, let's just keep it real, the average child believes and lives their lives on instant gratification.
Mm-hmm.
The average child, I want a PlayStation 5, Daddy. They don't understand that PlayStation 5 is almost $900.
Yeah. Yeah.
Daddy only makes $450 a week.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to work my butt off to get you this PlayStation 5, but I'm going to have to put it on layaway and make payments and get it off. But of course, when I put it on layaway, that's going to take time.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So if you treat your man as if he is a child, then you can't in the same breath expect to get grown man stuff out of him when you're treating him as if he's a child.
So basically what you're saying Curtis, is
and with this,
hold on, let me say this. Basically what you're saying is this right here. Whatever you put in that sponge, when you squeeze it, that's what's gonna come out of it.
that's what's going to come out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll put it like this. In so many words, we can't exist in a space in this day and time where we set these immeasurable goals.
Mm-hmm.
We're asking immeasurable things that we can't get. I can't continue to expect for the Baltimore Ravens to go past the second round in the playoffs if the general manager has not bought an offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
I
That's
can't
good.
expect for the Detroit Lions to win 8 games if the general manager has not put the right ingredients in the pot to win a simple football game. I can't. So it's like you said, whatever you put on that sponge is what you're going to get out when you squeeze it.
Exactly. Let me go to Tucson. Tucson, what do you say to that, man? Are men today, are they men? The topic is she's wearing your pants. Be a man. Are men today, are they really men like they used to be? Uh-oh.
Um,
Come
what's the
on, man.
name of the song? I'm trying to think about the name of the song. Um,
Oh Lord.
Oh,
Oh Lord.
I know Cassandra. Every now and then I let him get one in. Oh Lord, this just happened to be today.
Leonard, get your friends.
This
Leonard,
just
get your friends.
I hope we ain't got to figure this out, brother.
he's he's singing the All in the Family song, man.
Lord have
Oh my
mercy.
God.
Oh Lord.
Ain't no welfare
Oh
state.
Lord. Oh Lord.
Everybody
Everybody
going way.
Oh Lord, my Jesus. I know good.
Those were the days.
And Leonard, he got other people in here singing this mess too. Lord, my Jesus. Lord, what is really going on?
So I don't know if Leonard is still on, but
Yeah, he's
how is working out for you?
Just singing old white spirituals. Just
Boy, Glenn Miller played
Songs that made the hit parade.
guys like us, we had it made. Those were the days.
And you knew when you wanted.
Dance for girls and men were men.
there you go. Just for you,
So
Tucson.
we can use a man like Harper again.
Okay. Now that should hold you up for the next 2 weeks. We ain't gotta worry about that for another 2 weeks. That should hold you.
No, that's right. So now, so
you know what? He just made an even larger.
Hold on, Kurt. I'll come back to you. Let him finish. Let him finish his thought. I'll come back to you.
hold on. Let me say it. Let me say it now. Okay. So now we have moved on, and that's about maybe I don't know, 40 years or so. Really? Maybe you think?
Yeah, something like that.
Since we heard that song,
Yes, sir.
right? So I mean, we have this society that we are all on an equal plane, and you know, we have these young I don't know how to say it without saying what I don't want to say, but I can say it. But we don't want our boys to be tough, and if they fall down, oh my little baby, what to do? Oh, we don't want them more in the yard. That's too hard of work, Give them a video game and buy them tennis shoes and make sure they look good, but they don't have anything in their head. Don't worry about them wearing high heel shoes and put on lipstick. That's fine. Everybody has to make their own choices. That's good. Don't worry about it. He'll grow out of it.
Lord,
don't worry about her. I mean, she's just a little tomboy. Don't worry about that. They'll grow out of it. Well, have they?
No.
Is it okay?
No.
I mean, because we have to, and it's not a fear, because people are going to make their choices. But we live in a society where you don't know what your child will bring home.
Good Lord.
To introduce to you. Because they got a dress on, they got long hair, but they also got an Adam apple and some balls. I'm sorry. I
Got
don't
to.
want to hear nothing else.
Oh no, hold on. Where my mute button at? Where my hey? Where my mute button at? Leonard, what going on around here, man?
This topic.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. She has on your pants. Be a man. You gotta see it like that. You gotta see it like you're gonna see it. Be a man. Are men like they used to be, Leonard, or have they wavered a little bit?
Well, yes, men are what they've always been.
Mm-hmm.
They just a man. That's all you is a man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. I don't get involved with people's choices. If that's what you like, that's what you like. That's what you
Mm-hmm.
like. Some men
Yeah.
like that. That's
Mm.
where they choose to live. Who am I? Who am I to to say whether they're right or wrong or not? Is it
Mm-hmm.
working out for you? Is it really working out for you? But that whole wear the pants thing and all that type of stuff, I don't have to worry about because I smell like a man.
Mm-hmm.
I act like a man. It's hard for me to do anything else but that. So
Mm-hmm.
for people that's struggling, I don't know particularly what they're struggling with. Do they not want to be a man, or is there a particular issue there that's keeping them
Mm.
from doing that? Maybe you just ain't qualified to be with nobody.
Good Lord. Be by yourself.
Everybody don't deserve a piece of tail. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way it is. If you just weak like that, that's what you need to do. You need to work on yourself. It ain't her problem.
Yeah.
You need to work on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You sitting there with somebody. Some people like being told what to do. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna criticize them for that.
Mm-hmm.
They prefer a woman to take care of things. I'm not gonna criticize them for that.
Mm.
If that's what works for them. And you have women who are capable of doing a lot of things, but I'm not gonna sit
There's a
here and
lot
act
of
like
ways. There's
men were so great before because they weren't.
there's a lot of ways I can go. A lot of different. You open up a lot of different alleyways for that one right there, man. But go
Yeah,
ahead.
but you
Mm-hmm.
be adding a lot of little extra stuff, and then sometimes that stuff don't be adding up. Be the
Mm-hmm.
man. What you is a man.
Be the
You
man.
are a man. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, what does be a man mean?
Mm-hmm. Now you got say it. You got to say it like that. Be a man,
I
because
am a man.
because the emphasis there's a certain emphasis that goes on to that. Mm,
Because you have to realize
man,
there's some women
man.
call in. Some very a lot of women, they'll tell you what they prefer
Mm-hmm.
if that's what they want. I find it hard to believe that some men sit and listen to a whole bunch of fussing and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna be listening to no woman just hollering at me all the time.
Oh no. But let me ask you this question. I want to go to Badger as well, because I know how Badger feel about the female side of the thing. So I know that's the point where he's gonna come from. But let me ask you this question right here: Is there a major is there a difference at all between a male and a man?
Yes, a male is genetic.
Mm-hmm.
Being a man is really about character.
Mm-hmm.
Your character. That's why I
Mm-hmm.
said you weak if you got this issue.
Yeah.
If
There
it,
you
if
go.
it ain't
That's why
working
I'm going
out
to
for
go with
you, that's because that's your weak. That's where your weakness is at.
you. Mm-hmm. That's exactly where I want to go with you.
I
Good
mean,
deal.
you got some men can
Mm-hmm.
control several women at one time. You can't control one.
Mm-hmm. What's wrong with you?
So I mean, I don't even know what the big issue is. You get what you want. If
Mm-hmm.
I know women who prefer a man that takes direction.
Mm-hmm. But I think a lot, and there are some out there that's like
what
that.
direction?
Huh? What you say?
Stop it. That's Toya with the T
What
over there, ain't
direction?
Yeah, that's all you want to see. Yes, sir.
I'm telling you, if you're gonna holler at my girl Toya with the T, you better bring all the artillery with you.
Bring your bring all your cojones. Bring all your cojones. Don't leave your cojones at home.
She not finna just give it up. She not just finna give up like that.
You better do more pull-ups than me.
Mm-hmm.
You better be able to run longer, jump higher than me.
Mm-hmm.
Prove
If
it.
you can't submit to you for what? And we
For
get into a
what?
fight, and I'm gonna be the main one beating everybody up. That's not gonna work.
Yeah. Now look, and Leonard, look here. Toy, hold on. Be like that. Hold on, bro. That you losing. Hold on. Go over there. I got this. Go over there, have a seat, and I'm gonna show you how to do this thing. Come on, man.
Man, look.
Help me, Toya. Help me, Toya.
That's not gonna work for me. That's not gonna work. See, that's not gonna work. You're not gonna. I'm gonna be the man of the house under them circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
See, somebody brought it to my realization the other day. He said, "So you ever thought about that's why you ain't got pregnant yet? Because not only you hard, your eggs is hard too, girl. You need a hell of a man to put this I said, you know what? You might be, it registered with my spirit. I couldn't even get mad with him. Wait a minute.
Did you say hallelujah? Did you say hallelujah?
Pop out and steal a man. You're right.
Yeah. Yeah. Hallelujah, y'all. Tucson, I see you over there. Hold on. Let me go. Lord, you Badger, what's on your heart, brother? Tucson, I'm coming to you.
Man, y'all already know how I feel about some of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think, like, that phrase that you used, I think it's something that a lot of males don't understand at a deeper level.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to protect your family, not control them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and to me, real men know the difference. You try to make sure your wife is safe when your kids are safe. You trust your wife and her intuition, because there are things women are more mentally capable of than us men are.
Mm-hmm.
And it's being aware of that and accepting that fact. Um, I share everything with my wife and stuff like that and how I feel about things. But my wife makes the last decision in my home.
Mm-hmm.
And to be quite honest, a lot of it's because I have a temper. I'm not very social. I'm very much a hermit most of the time. And I don't get along with a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to like social gatherings and a lot of that kind of stuff, I let her make the decisions. And if I get too overwhelmed, I'll just walk outside and just sit in a chair, enjoy nature.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've learned what my limits are. So when it comes to certain decisions, she'll say, "All right, you make the decision on this." Okay.
Yeah.
And other things, she makes the decisions.
Mm-hmm.
So we work as a couple in a relationship, doing our best to be respectful of one another and work together for the same goal. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
not controlling her, she's not controlling me. And the amount of people that have accused her of controlling me or vice versa, because they're looking on the outside in, because, I'm like, hey, this person's using you. My wife has a really good heart. Sometimes she doesn't
Mm-hmm.
pick that stuff up.
Yeah.
So, and sometimes I have the same problem. I go help somebody, and sometimes I don't realize that they're using me.
Mm-hmm.
So we help one another. We uplift. We lift
Yeah.
each other up to be the best human beings we can be at all times.
That's good. That's good.
To me, that's what being a real man and a real woman is all about, is
Mm-hmm.
lifting one another up to be the best that we can be at all times.
That's good. That's good. Now, Tucson, you had something on your heart, brother. What's on your heart?
I can't say.
Oh, Lord. Oh.
I can't say. Let me just say this, though.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say this. There is a reason why I can never, ever, ever, never, ever, 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 never, ever, never move to certain areas, kind of like, sort of like Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say this, and I don't take this in offense, but it has been said that everyone in Atlanta area wants a man, and that includes some men.
Good Lord. Mm.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And don't even have to go there
Mm-hmm.
because and it's not about that. That's not what I'm saying. Some kind of a way we have to the extreme um, molded our society in the way that it is.
Mm-hmm.
We have tough women that are on every one of our jobs that do the job, that work, that outwork men. They're better employees. They're better at management. They're better at running things. They're better at financing. They're just better at it. And we come to work and cry about what can't be done.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we
Exactly.
don't do it. So we get on our jobs and we get fired because nobody wants us there, because we go down there and hide.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow.
I don't want some males to work with me. Get
Mm-hmm.
away from me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go somewhere else. They don't here where they don't. There's some that I got the worst name on my job in my department because they know if you come working under Tucson, you got to work, so
Mm-hmm.
they don't come.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not gonna fuss. I'm not gonna fight with you. I'm not gonna argue with you. If you don't want to work, don't come here.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Don't do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's not gonna work out good for you. I
Mm-hmm.
promise you.
Because that ain't worth what?
You're gonna keep calling. Two niggas put the dog there, their dog meat. Because I'm not gonna force you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna do none of that. I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do your job for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not gonna baby you. I'm not doing it.
Ain't gonna happen.
So the best thing you do is go somewhere else where you can loaf on the job, where you can hide, and where you can complain about what cannot be done.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good.
So, and that's the kind of society we have.
Mm-hmm.
And then one man said, I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna tell my wife. What did you just say?
Mm-hmm.
One of them told me, he said, I'm gonna go, he said, I'm gonna have to go talk to my pastor. You could talk to whoever you want to.
Mm-hmm.
If your pastor come here, he going to jail.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We
Yep.
act like
That's just what it is.
I think it is what it is. I think Archie Bunker and Edith had it right.
Mm-hmm.
There was some better days.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
I don't know.
Okay, good deal, good deal. We got about 5 minutes. I want to touch a few more people. Let me go to Curtis. I actually asked another question earlier, and what is the difference between a man? Is there a difference between a man and a male? What do you say to that?
Man, I'm gonna leave that one alone.
Huh? Curtis? Okay, Curtis.
I'm gonna leave that one alone.
Okay, good deal. Cassandra, what do you say to that? Is there a difference between a man and a male?
A man and a male. I mean, I guess. I mean, it's what. Who said it? Somebody said. Oh, Leonard, I think, sort of described the difference between the two. And
Yes.
you know, I think a man is responsible. You know, he's caring. He's, you know, all of these positive things. And a male is just that. He's just somebody with a wee wee.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's, you know, I mean, that's it. He just got a wee wee. A male.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he got a wee wee, but a man, I think, takes responsibilities. You know, he's a person of his word. You know, he has integrity. You know, all of those things.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the difference to me.
Okay, Cassandra, and it was also voiced earlier that some men, I mean some women like a man that submissive, pretty much. That's submissive.
Yeah.
And
I personally, I like a man that is in charge.
mm-hmm.
And with my personality, people would think, oh yeah, she bossy. No, I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
No, I am not. I love a man to stand and be in his place. And I mean, that's just it. I ain't trying to buck against it,
mm-hmm.
especially if I'm married to him.
Yeah.
Take the lead, and I'll follow you as you follow Christ.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you hit off a cliff, I'm not going off the cliff with you because,
mm-hmm.
I need to take care of me and the family. And that's something, I'm going to say this and I'm done. my ex-husband that died, and we remained friends even after our divorce. But that's one thing he said. He said, you always allowed me to be the man of our house. So I believe that that's what we should do. And I'll follow you. He got on drugs, and when he got on those drugs and started causing the family to lose everything, he said to me, I cannot continue to hurt my family. And he made the decision, for us to break up. So that to me, that was more of a man than anything else.
Exactly. Leonard, what's on your heart, brother?
Well, first of all, when you asking people about a man, I want to comment on what Cassandra said. She gave you the description of a good one.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
That's a good description of a good man. But there are plenty of men out here that ain't good. But they still men.
Yeah.
They all man. They just ain't right.
Ain't not a good one. Yeah.
They're just not a good one. So like I say, man is about character, really.
Yeah.
And so if you don't have that type of character, or for some reason it's not in you, or I don't know, you didn't get trained properly, or you just don't feel it, I don't know what to tell you. But I used to tell women get very frustrated with some men because of this issue, especially when they start to break down because they've been wearing the pants.
Exactly.
So to speak. And I told her, I said, I tell you, a mule don't plow straight when you first get it. It don't.
No.
You got to make a mule plow straight. You got to teach it to plow straight.
Yep.
And I tell some women, if you are that much smarter than your man, understand the value of your mule. So it works if it's balanced. If it's everybody's okay with it, great. You don't owe nobody nothing when it comes to that. And I think, that's why a lot of times I don't get involved with a lot of these types of conversations. And you know me, you all say, well, men this and me. I don't know what y'all talk about because I don't act like that. I don't even act like that. So I'm going to just listen to y'all because I don't know nothing about no woman's running in my face saying no anything to me and all that kind of crap and all them. I don't have those issues. I never had. So people are in certain relationships because of their own doing, not somebody else's. But if it works for you, I'm like, how's it working out for you? If it's working fine, if ain't nothing broke, don't fix it.
How you say you like it, I love it. If you like it, I love it. That's just
man, 100. I'm just like that. 100. Different strokes for different folks.
Exactly. Badger, give me a quick minute, brother. What's on your heart?
And just need to work on our communities and help men be better men. Teach them how to respect women, to be responsible. All the things that encompasses being a good man.
Good deal. Curtis, you give me a minute, brother. What's on your heart?
I'm going to speak for men real quick. And I'm going to say this, man. Man, we trying, man. We trying. We trying. That's all I'm going to say.
Yes, sir. Tucson?
I'm sorry. I said that because I agree with Curtis, because see what women do is they are glad that they're on the top of the food chain now. And they actually are. The only problem is, for the most part, you can't find a man. And the society that we live in is so well fit with it that you're trying to make your sister the man that you really want.
Wow.
Now you run into that.
Wow. Cassandra, give me 1 minute before we get out of here. Huh?
I love men.
Okay, good.
We love you too.
We'll
We
leave.
love you too.
Look. We'll leave it right there. That's a perfect way. There's a perfect way to end it right there. Leonard, what's going on at 3 o'clock today, sir?
Man, if you did not get a chance to hear this show in its entirety, you can log on to www.dkmmediagroup.com.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Cassandra, pray us out. Pray us out, sis.
Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for all that you have done, all that was said. We pray that someone's heart and life was touched on today, God, and that you will show us, you will guide us in the things that we need to talk about that will be beneficial to your people. Now we ask you to bless every member of this panel, God, every person under the sound of my voice. We honor you, we love you, we bless you, and these all things we ask in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Amen. Badger,
Yes, sir.
what you got going on at 11 o'clock today?
We'll be doing my first show today.
Yes,
We'll be
sir.
doing a segment. It's going to be called Badger's Lounge, and our topic today is going to be talking about trauma in our communities.
Absolutely. It's
So
gonna be a
anyone
good
that
show.
wants to call in and help chat about it, feel free to do so.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yay! Congratulations, Badger. Congratulations.
He's gonna
Thank
do
you.
awesome. He's gonna do awesome. He's definitely gonna do awesome.
Yes,
So
indeed,
if y'all
Badger.
get an
Great.
opportunity, if y'all get an opportunity between 11 and 12, call in. Like I say, just like he just said, he'd love to have you all's input as well. So feel free to definitely do that. He's
And
going
I'll
live.
even have my camera on.
Come on now. Look at that. Look at that. God almighty. God almighty. See? All right. Well, good deal. It is now 10:04. I want to thank everybody for joining us. And more than that, I want to thank you for allowing DK Media Group and Associates and the Morning Glow for being a part of your day. It is 10:05. You're about to exit the Morning Glow. But before you go, I want you to do me two favors, if you will. One, I want you to continue to pray for us because we're certainly praying for each and every one of you. Number two, why this is real simple. I want you to go out there, find somebody, and give them a hug because you never know. It could be the only hug that they get, or it could very well be their last. Love you, and ain't nothing you can do about it. Have a great day and a better tomorrow. Now we shine some of this light on you from the morning glow. Take it out there into this wicked and cruel world that we live in, and let your light so shine. If you get an opportunity, give somebody some love. You just might find some love in return. Won't that be a beautiful thing? Have a great day. Take care of each other. Love ya.